I'm Charlie Brooker and this is Screenwipe, a feel-good show about television.
They're gonna taste right.
Oh good, this is hardly ever on.
I can hear the sound of frosties hitting me blades.
It's not a plate, it's a bowl. Ooh.
Or the Empire State.
Even a man with cancer of the prostate.
They're gonna taste great. They're gonna taste great.
It looks like he's having a fit. What do you feel like doing first thing in the morning then, eh? Having a bit of a wash, yeah? Eating a bowl of cereal, or watching somebody having their guts sawn open on live TV?
Maureen's surgeon, that's Mr. Boater, that's the man just a second away from you there, is taking Maureen's stomach. He's going to wrap it around her esophagus and then tie it in a big knot.
Yes, that's City Hospital, which, as far as I can tell, is aimed squarely at psychopaths who want to start the day with some bracing graphic imagery.
So I'm using this silver hook-like retractor to just hook the liver out of the way.
Now, call me overcautious, but I can't help thinking it might not be a great idea to interrupt a surgeon as he performs keyhole surgery live on TV.
Mr. Boater, where are you at the moment in the procedure?
Go on, Boater, flick a bit in his face.
Mr. Boater, is it all right to ask you another question whilst you're working?
Why don't you toss him a ball as well, see if he catches it, yeah?
And if that hasn't put you off your breakfast, what about a poke round a prison in the leeringly nasty behind bars?
What was it like in here?
Horrendous, to be perfectly honest.
The whole, everywhere
It covered all the walls with excrement. It was all on the floor, the urine was on the floor, in the basins, and it was quite horrendous.
And you actually had a really bad experience coming in here, didn't you?
Yes, before we had the actual the door fitted here, we had to come in and serve in the food, and I came in the one day and the smell was so strong that I was actually physically sick through the mask I was wearing. So.
BBC One's baffling morning parade is presumably meant to appeal to the same audience as gaudy human interest magazines. Human interest, of course, being a polite term for ghoulish curiosity. That's why, alongside live gut shots, you'll also find a slew of nasty pre-recorded shows to wallow in. Heartwarming fare like Britain's streets of booze.
Now, I'm not saying there isn't a place for this kind of thing on TV. I'm just saying 9:15 in the morning. Are you joking?
I don't know how to stop.
And if that's turned you suicidal, then tough. Death itself offers no escape from the harrowing morning slot. Even the deceased get a look in depressing forensic doc, Leave No Trace.
And in the jacket pocket was a knife. By this stage, I was getting very, very excited.
Yeah, not quite as excited as the audience, I'll bet. They'll be flicking themselves sick to this. For my money, the best show ever broadcast in this weird rubberneckers morning slot has to be the hilarious Beat the Burglar.
Burglary is never pretty, and it can happen to anyone at any time.
Unless you're homeless. The premise is simple. Find an average family, get them to show you where the valuables are, pop a load of cameras around the house, and then invite a former burglar to come in and teach them a gentle lesson in home security. Go on, get the toothbrushes.
What's down here now? CDs, video camera.
Oh yeah, video camera under the bed. It's like watching a fox in the bins.
The overriding feeling I'm getting at the moment is complete impotence.
There's an interesting philosophical thought experiment going on here, as the householders are asked how they'd react if what they'd just seen happen had happened.
I can't even think of a decent analogy, but he's in the inner sanctum of my family. He's right in my kid's room. Does this actually shock you, or would you say you would actually expect this of a burglary?
Yeah, you see this mess? How upset would you be if it was really there?
It's reconciling what is being done today for the purpose of getting us to understand what can happen and realising what really can happen.
Speaking of reconciling, they get to meet the burglar afterwards in a sort of feel-good laugh-a-thon.
It is frightening to face you. Obviously, I've just destroyed your house.
It's a completely surreal situation.
Oh, say. Anyway, there you go, morning TV for vultures. They might as well replace it with footage of a gazelle carcass, all shot from the viewpoint of a bird circling slowly overhead. Mightn't they? Oh, here he is, world's thickest man. Where's a freak wave when you need one? you.
Making a television programme, absolutely any television programme, is easy. As easy as falling off a log. Actually, it's not. Even shooting that little bit, in which all I had to do was fall off a log, was a far bigger ache up the backpipe than you might imagine. First of all, we had to pick a location for the log scene. We could have shot it in the street, but that's a pain for various reasons. You have to inform the police you're doing it. There's lots of random street noise, which tends to things up. And worst of all, which is often fatal. Punts! Oh, and members of the public tend to call you a ponce. Speaking of members of the public, it's a good job we didn't decide to illustrate this piece with pointless vox pop interviews like this. What's it like being a member of the public? What? Because we have to get them to fill out a release form giving us permission to broadcast the footage. We also have to position the camera so we don't give undue prominence to shop fronts, and make sure he removes that stupid baseball cap with a bloody great logo on the front of it. Actually, using members of the public is such a pain, we decided to cheat and use one of our researchers instead. Look, there he is in the pilot we made earlier this year. Loads of productions do this. We're only telling you about it because we're so bloody postmodern. We're about to cut to a shot of me typing these words into the script itself. Anyway, back to the log, and to avoid all that nonsense, we decided to shoot this bit in a park. Battersea Park, to be precise, which meant getting permission from Wandsworth Council and buying a log, obviously. But before I can get on and fall off it, we had to do a health and safety check. Yes, even falling off a log can be dangerous, so before we turned up in the park, our production manager had to fill out a form detailing all the potential risks involved. Health and Safety insisted on this crash mat, which means before we can shoot anything, the director and the cameraman have to hold an interminable bloody discussion about how to frame the shot so that it isn't visible. For f***'s sake, will the Right, we've been here for over 3 hours now. We've decided we're going to paint out the crash mat using a computer in the edit. Anyway, assuming the light and the weather holds, which they very rarely do, I'm finally ready to fall off the log. At which point the battery runs out, because equipment hate human. Equipment want revenge. Meanwhile, I've been standing here so long, my revolting skin is starting to shimmer with sweat, so the makeup artist has to come in and touch me up while I make small talk with her. How are you, yeah? Do a lot of makeup, do you? How's the makeup business? How is it, yeah? Finally, after several passes, we think we've got it in the can, which is just as well because the light's fading, but the real fun's only just beginning. Yes, because here in the edit suite, joy upon joys, when we find the bit we need, the boom's in shot, so it's useless. Actually, to be honest with you, the boom wasn't in shot. We were supposed to film a bit where the boom was in shot, but we genuinely forgot. So we had to go through the rigmarole of filming a boom against a background and comping it into a shot for this shot. What a pain in the arse. Anyway, given the number of obstacles involved, little wonder that TV can take an age to make. Exactly how long that age is depends very much on the type of TV you're making. Studio-based shows are generally quickest, as it's an environment designed to make the process as free of random elements as possible. A violently dispiriting talky bumcast like the Jeremy Kyle Show, or a cheapo open-the-boxes quiz, can shoot several episodes in a single day. A non-studio comedy, such as A-list Lovey Fest Extras, might manage to bag 5 minutes in the can, while a flashy cinematic hour-long drama like Casanova can expect to eke out a mere 3 minutes a day. 3 minutes a day! It's like pushing a pea up Ben Nevis with your nose. Yes, the sorry truth is that while TV may look simple on the face of it, behind even the simplest bit of fluff lurks a huge logistical nightmare and hour upon hour of back-breaking toil. Although fortunately not for us presenters, we just get weighted on hand and foot. What the hell is this? I said I wanted a diet drink, you come and bring me a load of sugar-packed shit. What the f*** is wrong with you? How dare you? Actually, how dare you? Actually, how dare you? How dare you do this to me? This is a insult. Where did we find you anyway? I don't recall taking an advert out in Cretin Monthly, Burke Today. I'm going to talk to you like this for an hour, because that's what you deserve. Okay, you're fired from London, just get out.
Loans. I know nothing about loans.
But I'll sell them anyway.
Hi, Phil.
Yeah, hi Phil, what the f*** are you doing?
Passed and wanted to put his credit cards and bank loans into one loan with easy repayment.
I reckon all this financial talk's making Phil thirsty. He's going to have to get a glass of water in a sec.
Yes, we do our best to find the most appropriate.
Told you.
Thousands of customers every month.
They sorted then?
Absolutely.
Yeah, whatever.
Making repayments.
Happy day.